right, folks, let's take a look at the news for August 25th, 2022. There's not a lot of it, but there's some interesting things. First of all, in my opinion, in very good news, the Game Manufacturers Association has a new president, Frank West from City of Games. The previous president stepped down, mostly just very, very busy. And so Frank West did it, and Frank West, I've talked to him about it a bit. He has a strong vision. Wants to make the Game Manufacturers Association, which traditionally does not have a particularly good reputation amongst many people, including myself. He wants to make it a good organization, and I look forward to that.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I hope that it, as always, I hope that they raise the bar of what they can do for the industry. It's a rough road. I mean, they have made strides over the last couple of years, but it's a rough road.
They have several good people on the board now, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here and how things change. I've been talking to a few of them, and I'm if nothing else, they have the vision. So we'll see if they can make the vision a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of reality, if you are one of the owners of TCGplayer, you're rich because eBay just bought TCGplayer for $295 million. eBay is not a poor company. We know this because they showed up at Gen Con with a $500,000 booth, which was not the price I paid for my booth. They also were giving out like rare collectible cards. eBay is doing well. And so they're expanding out here by buying this online marketplace for collectible trading card games, which I guess was, in a sense, an alternative to eBay, but eBay bought them now. So it's still going to operate independently for now. But I guess they authenticate. TCG has a way to authenticate these really expensive cards that I don't know that eBay had. So that might be what they're adding.
I've heard something about they grade cards, or you can. I don't know anything about TCGplayer other than what it kind of says here and what I read, but I heard that there's more structure around trading cards, which obviously some of these things have ridiculous prices on them.
It's very interesting to me that
eBay is a big deal when it comes to money.
It's very interesting to me that eBay is buying the eBay in my mind sells everything. You know what I mean? So It's interesting that they're like really throwing their weight behind gaming, specifically, this collectible trading cards that they were at Gen Con with a game. I don't know. I just never thought of eBay as a gaming company in any way. They were just a seller. It'd be like Amazon putting out a board game themselves. So I don't know. That is the thing that I think is interesting news to me personally. I guess that I just find that to be a strange and unexpected development.
I mean, in general, the gaming space is becoming very, very lucrative, as we've seen by some of the other acquisitions recently. And since this particular company was doing specifically what eBay does for everything, so this one does it just for this one thing, they pick it up, they integrate it, / just reap the benefits of it. So it's an interesting move. I agree that it is an odd but interesting move.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens in the future on that. We talked a little bit. This was announced on the Dice Tower during our Summer Spectacular. Enola Holmes coming from Gale Force 9, but they're now showing some more pictures about it. It's being released this November. I think they're actually, if I recall, I just saw some news that they're making a sequel to Enola Holmes. So I guess that was a fairly popular movie on Netflix. I think it was Netflix, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this. I think it sounds interesting. The idea of, oh, you're right. It says it right here in the thing. Enola Holmes 2 is coming out this November. So go figure. Anyway, 2 to 4 players, 45 minutes. I never
did see that one.
I have not watched it either because I meant to watch it with my kids because they're a big fan of the main actress from Stranger Things. So, alrighty. Sorry.
It says a very retro box.
I don't know if that's retro as much as that's kind of a lot of the style of today, actually. A lot of, I think, the trends tend to circle around.
True.
All right, Birthday Burglars coming from Grand Gamers Guild. This is the 5th in their line of 18-card escape games. They have traditionally themed them all around the holidays, and what holiday is there more of than your birthday? This is just a small little mini escape room style game with 18 cards, and you go through it and try to solve it. And this is coming soon, I guess, from them. The next game looks very... I'm sorry?
I played their Christmas game. It's very cute. I think that it's a cute little line of games that they've brought out.
Next, we have a Euro game called Noli, N-O-L-I. Now, that cover is not particularly striking, but this game just showed up here at Dice Tower, and the back of the box, the game itself looks really interesting. It doesn't have a lot of pieces, but I'm kind of fascinated by this game. I've not heard of this company much. I think River Horse. And you are building up a tower, but there's also, it says you're frantically rolling dice, which I know Zee loves that in games. But I don't know if, when they say frantically rolling dice, if that's an adjective for, like, oh man, I hope this succeeds, or I'm rolling dice as fast as I can. There is a big difference.
Yeah.
The next piece of news will be the last time I mention this stuff, because I'm not going to mention every time Marvel Champions comes out with a hero pack, since it's like every month now. Just assume every character in the Marvel universe.
Yes.
So we'll end with Wolverine.
This is the most
popular one.
Important character of all. The one that Roy promised I would play with him. Roy, we're playing this at the retreat.
That seems like news. So this one will sell more than any other pack except for probably Spider-Man, since Spider-Man's still the most popular Marvel character, but Wolverine's probably a close number 2.
Nerd. Spider-Man is in the core box. You don't even know what you're talking about. Dear Tom Vasel, the comment you made today during breakfast.
And that's why we're not mentioning this anymore. All right. Funkoverse, which we're mentioning a lot of things coming out. So Squid Game, which I believe was just nominated for an Emmy. It was nominated for several Emmys, actually, across the board. So they're coming out with 2 packs for Squid Game, a 4-pack where you get 4 of the different characters in the game, including the old man, which I thought was humorous. And then you get this other character. This single pack is different in the fact that it's actually 2 characters. It's the same person, but if you put the mask on them, they use a different card and their stats are different.
Okay.
Funny.
Yeah, it's fine. That's interesting.
It's cute.
So now you can have the Golden Girls in Squid Games. All right. The Golden Girls is always my go-to when I'm mixing stuff. I'm like, they added this, but you can mix it with the Golden Girls. All right. Five Nights at Freddy's is coming from Funko Games. Five Nights at Freddy's, a game that once made me throw my iPad across the room because my kids did not tell me what the game was when they gave it to me. I'm looking at video cameras, and you suddenly switch back, and there's a monster looking at you. I was quite frightened. Anyway, my kids love this game, so I'm sure they'll be interested in trying this one out. This is coming out in the autumn at some point. Yeah, there already is a Five Nights at Freddy games, but this one from Funko looks like a pizza box.
Yeah. Does that have something to do with the... I've never heard of this. Does that have something to do with the IP, pizza? Or is it they just add a pizza parlor?
I think it's like a Chuck E. Cheese. Five Nights at Freddy's. It's basically Chuck E. Cheese. And Chuck E. Cheese notoriously sells the best pizza in America.
Hashtag not, of course.
Have you had it?
The worst pizza.
Have you had Chuck E. Cheese pizza?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's really bad.
You went to Chuck E. Cheese?
Back in the day in New Jersey. Back in the day in New Jersey, for some reason I was there. I don't even remember why.
Yeah,
probably a kid's birthday.
Call the cops. All right, so now moving to Magic the Gathering. Cool. This one I did not expect. There is a Doctor Who set coming to Magic the Gathering. So Magic the Gathering went from being very, almost protective of their intellectual property. Then they started slowly bringing in stuff, and they don't even care anymore. Everything's coming in Magic the Gathering. They just want money. So this, I believe, is one of these. What do they call those things? When they sell just a few cards. Zee, do you remember what that's called?
They sell just a few cards
for a really expensive price. The ones that Kenny buys.
Limited release.
But this is actually a secret lair that's going to have commander decks in it. And there's 4 60-card decks that have tons of Doctor Who stuff. I've seen a little bit of the artwork. It actually looks good, but it's also weird.
Those aren't commander decks if they're 60-card decks. They do call them commander decks here, but that's not a commander deck. Yeah, who knows? I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be $1 billion because they charge you like 60 when it's 4 cards for a secret lair.
That's kind of weird to me. Let me look here. I'm looking on to see if I can find some more news here. It's 4 pre-constructed commander decks, so that's definitely true. We don't know what's going to be in them. They might be 100-card decks, and that we just have incorrect information here.
That's wild.
Commander decks.
I couldn't care any less about this. But it's cool, I guess, if you care about Doctor Who and want to mix your chocolate and your peanut butter here.
You can then play Doctor Who against Warhammer 40K, against Lord of the Rings, against Dungeons and Dragons. I feel like it's Heroescape, baby.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's weird how Magic. You're right. I agree with you, Tom. Magic is just lately, the last couple of years, to just like open the floodgates. We're not even going to try to pretend we're not trying to milk every penny out of you. Secret layer amounts used to be they'd put out one every now and then. Now it's a ridiculous amount of these highly collectible things. It's nuts. Did you know that this is a thing I just found out not too long ago? Did you know that Magic the Gathering no longer has an MSRP? They no longer will tell you how much it's supposed to cost. That's crazy to me.
That's interesting. So basically you walk into a store and they have a price that they will charge, whatever that price is. So if you go here, they're going to charge $10
so they let the market decide the prices of their games.
I think it's like you can walk into a local game store, you buy something, and it's like, how much? Why are you charging that much? It's not Wizards of the Coast fault, you know what I mean? Because there's no MSRP. So
weird.
Yeah, it's very strange. But anyway, Doctor Who. Go get it.
All right, switching from Doctor Who, we go to Counterpunkt. This is a crazy dice game. You are searching for, it's a roll and write, or a dot and write, I suppose. This has a really weird description, so I'm just going to read it. In this game, players search for the rarest bugs, connecting dots by rolling custom dice. But if you use the wrong tactic, the critters will, quote unquote, dance on your nose.
What? Is that some sort of strange German euphemism?
I don't know. I don't
want to know, okay? It says roll and dot, by the way, on the cover. A roll and dot.
All right, so there's a new board game coming from Square Enix. The Diofield Chronicle Collector's Edition set. So if you buy the video games of this, one of the things you can buy is a board game. It's a competitive board game set in the world of the video game, and this will not be packed together. I don't believe this will be sold separately. You just buy it now as part of this pre-order, and I'm sure it's terrible. But who knows? It might be amazing.
Why do you say it's terrible other than they have no
There's no way There's no way this is gonna be good. I mean, it's a bonus board game that comes with the video game bundle. There's no way, right? I agree with you, Tom. I don't see this being good.
So this is now.
I would be surprised.
Explain something to me. So, don't people play the video game like on Steam, for instance, right? Or they don't? It's not available there.
Well, they can. I'm looking
so
here
old,
and it's showing PS5 and Xbox.
Old.
Because I don't play on a PS5, I play on Steam. So my point is, do I have to go buy and can't you download games on a PS5 too, right? Can't you do the same kind of thing? You don't have to go out and physically get it.
But when a video game comes out, oftentimes they have a collector's box, and you can buy all this swag that comes with the game. And people like doing that. They get sometimes T-shirts and little figures of the stuff inside. So this swag box for this one has a board game.
I have never heard this.
It's technically not in the swag box.
Okay, Zee, you're right. I am old. I've never heard this before, that you can get a swag box when you go out to buy a PS5 cartridge from GameStop.
Cartridge!
CD. I don't mean cartridge. I meant the box. I know it's a CD or DVD. I know that. Or Blu-ray these days.
All righty, folks. I'm Walter Cronkite. Thanks for watching the news for 1992.